What is going on? Welcome back to the Underdog Investor audio experience. My name is Colin, and just got off a call with an investor that I've been working with for the last couple of weeks, and he basically shared with me his map. And his map is something that we work on inside the UIG, and it's basically a visual representation of your crypto business cash flow. And that flow, that map flow, gives us a really good idea of where's our capital, where is it invested, and then what's the flow of it? Like, where does the rewards go to? Where does it move into? How are we taking profits? Again, it's just a great visual representation of what we're building. And if you're in the UIG and you don't know what I'm talking about yet, continue on the path because we definitely direct you to that. But it's also in the DeFi frameworks group. I believe it's in phase 4, either phase 3 or phase 4, but it's an incredible section that will allow you to visually see your map, your business flow. And one of the things that I saw with his flow is that there's a big concentration risk, which is what I wanted to highlight for you today. Well, now, what is a concentration risk? Well, a concentration risk is something that we can point out that is exactly how it sounds. There's a concentrated risk in a specific part of that flow. And for him, he had his entire bull run bag holdings in one asset on one DeFi platform. And so when I was, analyzing his flowchart, I wanted to just bring to his attention that there's a big concentration risk for doing that. And as investors, we want to mitigate that risk as best we can. And so we talked about, well, are there any other assets that, that he would want to hold? Are there any other assets that he would want to invest in? The answer was yes, and we took a look at different things. But the big one too was that the concentration risk not only was in one asset, but it was in one DeFi platform. And that one DeFi platform had a much, much lower TVL, which is a total value locked, which just means how much capital is deposited into the smart contracts of that platform. That platform that he was on, that had 100% of his holdings in, had a about an $80 million TVL, which sounds like a lot, but when you compare that to the biggest lending platform of $11.1 billion in Aave, that is a really, really small lending platform. And so again, if I were to zoom out one last time, what we did is we took a look at his business flow chart, and we just found that there was a concentrated risk with one asset on one platform. And so what do we do to fix this? Well, a couple of different options that we looked at is, well, what if you wanted to spread out the risk with different assets? Well, what you could do is you can sell or convert the concentration of one asset to other assets, and then now you have a diversified risk, or diversified portfolio on different assets. That's an opportunity. The other opportunity is if you didn't want to do that and you wanted to just continue holding that one asset, but have it spread across multiple platforms, that is another way to diversify the risk as well. And so instead of having the entire holdings in one asset on one platform, what if we had the same asset spread across three different platforms? Two lending platforms, and then one decentralized exchange or a DEX. And he said, well, I don't really want it to be in a concentrated liquidity pool because I don't want to worry about impermanent loss. And I don't really want to get converted out of this asset, because the whole reason that he's holding that asset is because he believes that it will appreciate in value, right? Which makes a lot of sense. But one thing I looked at was, what if there was an opportunity for a full range liquidity pool? Now, there's still some impermanent loss. You're not going to completely avoid that, but that, in comparison to a concentrated liquidity pool, provides us an opportunity to still earn a great reward, a yield, but be in a full range position. And so to take this a step further, we're redesigned the flow chart to look at two lending platforms, which again diversified that risk with the asset, and then take some of those rewards, or excuse me, take some of the assets and put that in a full range pool on, in this case, was Aerodrome, which at the time of this recording is still earning about 67% APR, which in my viewpoint is great. So if you're thinking about your portfolio and you're looking at your business system, take a look at any concentration risks. Are you having trouble closing your laptop at night and going to sleep knowing that your capital is very much concentrated in a specific platform or a specific asset. And so this might be your call to look at diversification, not only across different assets, but across different platforms and different DeFi activities, which is exactly what we had been working on. So hopefully this brought you some value today. And if you haven't yet, check out that crypto business flowchart system. It's in the DeFi framework section inside the UIG. And if you need help accessing that, just shoot me a message. I will make sure to get it in your hands. And with that being said, I will see you in the next episode. Peace.